So we'll get right into it, and I want to start off with what toxins are, because it's kind of a term that's thrown around a little bit. So we're going to define that right now. And what toxins are, they can either be external, so from our environment, and examples of that are alcohol, cigarette smoke or tobacco, pesticides, heavy metals, medications like birth control or any other antibiotics, anything that we're bringing into our bodies that could have negative side effects or could be harmful, that our body then has to either transform into something that's no longer harmful or that has to be eliminated. So that's external toxins. Internal toxins are what the body produces through its natural metabolism. So our body is responsible for breaking down foods, medications, hormones, everything that's in our body. It has to somehow break it down and eliminate it. So through that process, our body actually creates toxins that have to be neutralized so that they're not harmful. So for the purposes of today, we're mostly going to be focusing on external toxins, and we're going to talk about that next. So I just want to touch on this really briefly. And the point of this slide is to highlight that there's so many chemicals and toxins in our environment. In the last 50 years, about 80,000 new chemicals have been used and created in the industries, and majority of them have not even been tested for their impact on our health. So this just highlights the importance of really being aware of what's out there and as much as possible reducing our exposure where we can. So this slide just shows you some of the groupings of toxins. So they often label them according to the way they affect our body. So for example, carcinogens, you've probably heard that term before, and basically that refers to toxins that cause cancer. Other toxins are endocrine disruptors. So what those do is they disrupt or interfere with your hormones. Respiratory toxins, just like what it sounds like, it influences your respiratory system and your lungs. Neurotoxins, they affect your nervous system and your brain. Reproductive and developmental toxins, those influence your fertility as well as growth and development, so for young children or infants. And obesogens, that's a relatively new term that's been used to refer to toxins that can increase your risk of obesity, heart disease, and diabetes. So these are just some names of some toxins that are found in common products in your household, in your cosmetics, in industries, in lots of different areas in our environment. I don't want to talk about this too much because I am giving you some handouts with information on some of the actual chemicals, where you can find them, and what their influence on your health is. So we're not going to talk too much about that right now. What I do want to talk about is where you actually are exposed to these toxins in your everyday life. So where are you getting this exposure from? So some of the ways that you're getting exposed to toxins and chemicals is through things like your cosmetics, as I mentioned, or your body care products. So if you're putting on lotions or sunscreens, makeup, so that's a major way, especially because it's on your skin. Another way is through your food, so pesticides and insecticides that are sprayed on your food, especially if you're not washing your produce really well. Another thing would be furniture that has flame retardants or carpets, as well as flooring. Also, your dry cleaning has a lot of these toxins. Some other ones that I mentioned are the tobacco smoke, gas and fuel,